Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Michael Young. Michael Young is a Silicon Valley entrepreneur and founder and CEO of Photon Commerce. Photon Commerce accelerates customer acquisition for Fintech leaders by automating invoicing and payments using AI. Partnered with Brex, Microsoft, and NVIDIA, it processed $11 billion in purchases. After dropping out of a Stanford PhD, Michael led advanced R&D programs funded by the Department of Defense, created hundreds of jobs, raised $50 million across his venture-backed startups, and took them to acquisitions. Well, good afternoon, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you jumped on, Michael. I know we just recently met and talked, but you've got some exciting things going on in your life. And so we're going to jump into the questions so we can get your story out there to our global audience. You've got quite the career in technology. You're an entrepreneur, and now you're the founder and CEO of Photon Commerce. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspired you?
I think it's really important to be driven by a cause. I'm a very driven entrepreneur. I critically analyze a lot of things, almost everything. It's really important to never be complacent and to always ask yourself the question if the way it is in front of you is how it's supposed to really be. How can we, go around improving, something? I've been trained as an engineer, as a scientist, and everything in front of me is a problem to be solved or a problem to be fixed. So another key thing is to never be afraid of asking for help, confiding in others, and seeking, counsel when you need it, because no one knows, everything. And really key is building teams and forming partnerships with other folks too. I'm very hypothesis driven. So forming hypotheses and being able to experiment, nullify hypotheses using the scientific method. As the scientific method goes, there's nothing that really can be proven right. There's only things that can be proven to be false.
Great. No, I love that. I not heard that presented that way, but I appreciate you sharing, your insights on that. And that's incredible. So thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. So Michael, let's talk a little bit about this pandemic. As you know, everybody globally has to innovate, had to shift to pivot. And I know hopefully, especially California, right? So hopefully they're going to lift that and we'll kind of get this back to some sort of normalcy. But maybe you could share with us what you're doing to help your organization stay relevant in this economy.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe COVID-19 was just extremely painful for everyone around the globe, and entire industries, almost every single industry, was radically disrupted and transformed in a very rude way. Digital transformation is now front and center, right? Everyone needs things delivered ASAP, and things become a sort of life and death situation if you don't get, your supplies or payments sort of in time. So we've seen a huge need for this digital transformation that AI can help address in a huge and impactful way. So how we address that is through invoicing and payment automation and AI and deep learning technologies. There's still a ton of paperwork and invoices that are on paper or PDF and checks that are on paper in the industry. We're going about solving this issue and reducing friction between buyers and sellers. We see huge opportunities around platforms and marketplaces out there to foster collaboration and bring people and companies together. We're all about uniting people across platforms so that buyers and sellers can ultimately collaborate with each other, synchronize and share data and intelligence between organizations in a way that's never been done before. So we see ourselves as the next generation invoicing and payments collaboration platform.
That's amazing. So did you kind of get that idea prior to, and I'm just curious on this particular question, Michael, something that you decided you needed to shift because this pandemic could be 10 years long, for example?
Absolutely, yeah. So who knows how long this pandemic might last? We see, entire swaths of, sectors being shut down and a movement towards, say, e-commerce, right? And digital payments. So with the surge of e-commerce and the surge of the importance of logistics and, same day delivery, we saw a huge opening in the market to transform an industry that was otherwise still running on pieces of paper. So bringing this industry into the internet age is vital.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I know I kind of sidetracked there, but I just was curious, and I always like to dive more into not only the technology, but the kind of the why as a pandemic hit and why CEOs are kind of do what they do, basically. So thank you. And Michael, so you're obviously leveraging some new and emerging tech in your tech stack, right? We talked a little bit about that, but is there anything specific you might be able to share with us today?
Absolutely. So we have broad partnerships with Microsoft, with OpenAI, with NVIDIA, and many other tech leaders out there to bring together a whole suite of innovations into a single platform. We do have our own proprietary data and machine learning and computer vision pipelines, where we've developed a technology that can finally have machines be able to read documents, read, say, a receipt, read an invoice, read a financial statement, a bank statement. These industries still process a lot of these documents manually with humans. And with our technology, we're able to read 1 million different financial documents in just seconds. So in terms of the opportunity here, just in the United States, the B2B payments and invoicing market is over $22 trillion in size. And half of that industry is still cutting payments over a paper check. Wow. So it's just a massive opportunity for digital transformation. So the question is, how do we become the Cash App, but for the modern business?
I like that. I really do. And you're absolutely right. In today's society, just look at the pandemic, how it has devastated business, and the need for some of this technology to really be infused into our infrastructure, right? Our daily business is so vital. So thanks for sharing, Michael. And Michael, can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either tech or entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. I would say always be questioning, always ask questions, and always be learning. As the saying goes, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. Also, always ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? Do what's right and what's best, not just for yourself, but for the larger picture for society. And don't just optimize for a higher paycheck.
I like it. Love it. Again, your insights will certainly help or resonate with somebody here on our podcast. And again, our podcast is global, and we're in 32 countries and in about the same number of podcast platforms as well. So again, your insights are very helpful, not only for me, but helpful for somebody out there that is listening. So I appreciate that. And Michael, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Bye for now.